Hey lovies, welcome to my channel, Craft Away with May. I'm May. Welcome to my old and new subbies. I'm so glad to have you all here with me today. We are going to be working with some of the Dollar Tree Fairy Garden thingamajigers figurines there. So as you can see, I have a whole tub of them. Now this is a mixture of Dollar Tree, Dollar General, and some Hobby Lobby. But I think yep, I used some from Hobby Lobby, but the majority comes from Dollar Tree. So right off the bat, we're going to start with one of our terracotta teacups. You guys know the spiel if you've been here with me for the last 14 videos. Wow. 14 videos. We have been doing a terracotta teacup series here. So my subscribers, my sweet subscribers, have been making suggestions of things for me to make, and we are on number 14, as I just said. And so a couple of subscribers asked for a beach or nautical theme terracotta teacup. So your wish is my command, and so I shall deliver unto you a nautical terracotta teacup. As you can see there, I painted the color in that beautiful navy blue. It is that craft paint it comes from Hobby Lobby. It's only like 49 cents, but it is a beautiful navy blue color. I used some of my white paint by FolkArt. And right here, what you see I'm doing is I'm taking some of that Aries tacky glue, and I'm going to take some of this sand. Yes, we got really bold. Now I have all kind of colors of sand in my stash, right? So I found it out in the garage. I was like, let's make use of this. And I was like, okay, we're gonna bold the storm here, and we're gonna just go ahead and use sand and try not to get it everywhere. So that's where the plate comes in. Now, if you don't have sand, you can totally paint this in like a taupe or tan color and get the same effect, because as I was looking at this once it was done, unless you're like right up on it, you can't even tell that I use actual sand. And so, but the sand was pretty cool. I did not realize like it had a little shimmer to it. So it actually was very pretty, gave off like this glistening little effect to it. So it was really pretty. So right here, I'm trying really hard, guys, to not get the sand everywhere because you know me, okay? The shenanigans will follow no matter where I go or what I do. They are stuck to me like glue, okay? So right here, I am just adding in some embellishments. Now, I have these, I'm going to take, oh no, I'm not doing the embellishments yet. I'm sorry, I'm jumping ahead. I'm taking one of half of a macrame ring that I cut in half. I used like two, I cut them in half, and basically that's the handle for our little cups. So this is where I'm going in with some embellishments. Now I had the nautical wheel, these anchors, that little window there, you'll see. The window's going to be used on another project, but I just painted them. The colors for the first two projects were the same: red, white, and blue. So I just kind of painted everything all at once. So some of it may look kind of out of order, but right here, I'm just starting to add in the embellishment. So I apologize up front, guys, because of the angle, but just know that you will see everything in the final reveal. Now, right here, I had some of these little starfish. Now, I do believe they are like real starfish. But I've had them for so long. And a little fun fact about me, guys, I am allergic to shellfish. So I often get a little itchy when I'm crafting, and that's just because of the dust and all this other stuff, right? So it didn't dawn on me, because I'm going to be using some other stuff that's like real, kind of sea, come from the sea kind of stuff, real shellfish stuff. And oh my goodness, my little hands were on fire, guys. My face started itching. It was a whole thing. Luckily, no hives happened here. I kept washing my hands in between and trying to use the tweezers or whatever. And it wasn't unbearable, but yeah, I'm just sensitive to certain things. So anyway, I took one of the little, those little figurines, that little crab. It had a crab, a stingray, and things like that. You're supposed to immerse those into water and they expand. They come from Dollar Tree. But I didn't do that. I just added hot glue, hot glue to it and glued it to our cup. And here I'm adding in the little starfish, and that's pretty much it, guys, for this cup. I do add in, I think I add in a few more starfish, I think, I'm not sure. But right here, I'm taking one of these seashells. Now, this came in a pack from Hobby Lobby, and I actually thought they were porcelain. I did not realize that they were real shell. And so this is kind of where it really got real interesting, because I didn't use gloves or anything like that. But like I said, my hands got a little itchy, but I was okay. Right? So next I'm taking some of this Elmer's glue, right? But first what I'm going to do is take this top that I had left over from one of my mason jars that I used on another project. I'm just going to take probably, I would say maybe a tablespoon and a half, maybe a little bit more of that Elmer's glue. I'm pouring that into the lid. And then next, I'm going to take some of this pigment dye that I have had in my stash forever, because I have been wanting to do resin for a long time. And I got the whole kit and everything, the colors, all of this, because I wanted to make different colors with it and stuff. And I just never used it. So I figured this would be an opportunity for me to try to create some faux water instead of using my hot glue. Now, you guys, like I said, if you've been here with me for a while, you know that recently the water like effect I've been going for is using my hot glue, but I didn't want to do that here. I wanted to switch it up a bit because I wanted to be a little bit lighter. And so I was like, I remember I had these dyes. And you can also do this with food coloring, just so you know. You don't have to have this. Like I said, this was because I wanted to do some resin pours, or whatever it's called, resin pour. I think it's called resin pour, right? Whatever. So anyway, once I get into the consistency I like, I just start pouring it into the shell. Now, I will tell you guys, I did not measure this. Like I said, as you guys heard earlier, I was guesstimating on how much glue to put there, and I probably put about a half teaspoon too much. So I like that it was moving and flowing, and as you can see, I'm just trying to really get it to not cover the whole shell, and you'll see why in just a few minutes. But I needed to find a workaround because I had put too much, and then I was like, if I pour it off, it's gonna stain the rest of the shell, and I didn't want that. So what I decided to do was take some hot glue and create like a border outside of where that water is, right? We want to represent like the ocean here, right? Seashell, the ocean, nautical. Y'all with me? Y'all following me? I know y'all are. All right. So then I was like, okay, we're just going to take the hot glue and kind of do an outline of it. And then we're going to take some sand and pour some sand around the shell, but just let a little bit of that shell peek through here and there. So I thought maybe that would work, but as I started moving around, as you can see, the glue is pouring. So of course, the best thing probably would have been for me to let this sit overnight, but because I'm always last minute, not doing things on time, but I was really busy. I couldn't really get to my projects like I needed to my defense. But because this was last minute, it did not have enough time to set up. So I just had to gradually play around with it until I could get that sand on there how I wanted. Did not come out perfect, but it did what I needed it to do for this project. So next, I'm going to take one of these little miniature skewer sticks, and I'm just going to angle it so it's pointing down through the little drain hole that's in the bottom of that terracotta teacup pot that will turn into a teacup. And then I'm going to put a little glue behind it, and this is going to help support that shell. Now, I was getting real nervous here because I was like, oh, what if that glue starts running down the side of my cup? I'm going to be furious. All that work I put into that cup. But as luck would have it, the crafting gods were on my side, and it sat down in there perfectly. It gave it just enough of a little lift for you to see what I was trying to do with it. And I gotta say, it really was giving ocean vibes, the way the sand was running into the glue. It was really, really, really pretty. It is really pretty. So there's just a glimpse of it. So again, I'm just going to be adding in some of those painted embellishments that I did off camera. And this just comes together so nice, guys. I don't know what else to say. So then from the the fairy garden figurines from Dollar Tree, they have the nautical theme ones. Either I've never paid attention to it, or it's new. I'm not sure, but it had flip-flops, a starfish, and a little lighthouse in there. So I was like, that's super cute for this, and it just tied everything together. I cannot wait for you guys to see everything in the final reveal. Before we jump on, I want to say thank you, Karen O, for your beautiful wreaths that you made and sharing with me. Regina, aka Riri, she is crazy as I am. She recreated her version of my sign. Brenda, stunning girlfriend, she created my little plant swing there. And Cynthia, awesome job on all of these pine cone flowers and decor that you put together. I love that you guys shared that with me. And yes, I'm being joined by my girl Jenny from Lovely Moments Creating. I will have her information in my description box below. Stop by because she's gonna have, I think she said 5 or 6 fairy garden figurine crafts for you guys. So check her out. Tell her I said hello. And like I said, I'll have her information in my description box below. So we're already jumping into project number 2 here, guys. And I have 3 different sizes of terracotta teacups. I keep saying teacups, teapots. Now, this is not going to be a teacup, okay? This is just going to be a cute outdoor display. We are going to make a lighthouse. Now, I have seen these on YouTube for many years. However, I have never made one. It is such a simple process. So I was like, why not? I'm really into the terracotta pots right now. And this would tie very nicely into what I did today. So again, same colors, red, white, and blue. The red paint is also by Waverly. It's Crimson by Waverly, white paint by FolkArt, and that blue, that navy blue is by, I think it says Crafters Paint or something like that from Hobby Lobby. And so I, again, painted that off camera because I did not do anything special with it. Then I'm going to take this little window that I had in my stash. Kathy Jo sent that to me in a goodie box last year, and I thought it would be perfect here, saving me from having to draw one on there because I drew the windows and then I drew them wrong and they were all out of place and I had to go back and fix them. It was a whole thing that happened here. But anyway, so here's our next figurine from Dollar Tree. Now this is like the fountain that's splashing the water up, and I was like, how cute would that be? Because you know how the water splashes against the shore at the lighthouse at the lighthouse. And I love lighthouses, but I was like, this would be a cute topper for this. So I decided to paint it in that navy color as well, and I just love it, guys. I was ready to leave it just like this because I'm like, I think it looks like a lighthouse just like this. But of course, I wanted to add in just a little bit more of some of those embellishments there just to tie it all together. And next, I'm going to take that nautical wheel and place it right at the top there. I think I did go not all the way up, but right beneath where the water fountain is going. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. Right beneath there. So then next, I'm going to go in with some more of those starfish. And I'm just going to randomly place them on there throughout to try to not take over too much of it. I just wanted to give it that nautical feel. And there you have it, guys. Let's go ahead and jump into our next project. So we're going to take one of these solar lights from Dollar Tree. They are one of the $1.25 ones. New to me. I haven't seen this style before, but as you can see there, you twist, pop it out, and I decided, why don't we take some of these leftover figurines? Now, the mushroom ones I did get from Hobby Lobby, and that pool there, that piece right there was with the water fountain that we just used. So I was like, what am I going to do with this? So I decided to put it right down in the middle because this would be very cute for summer and for your backyard. And if you have a pool back there, I think this would be super cute to put on a table or near the pool, just to kind of, do a play on it because it's cute. I don't know. It was a little pool of water. And then I was like, okay, we have a little mushroom. We put a little bush or a little piece of greenery there. And it was just something cute to do with it. It was nothing special about this. Like, I don't even know that we could call it a craft. It was just a different way to, spruce up this little solar light that we had. So next, what I'm going to take is this gnome. It came from Hobby Lobby as well, but I had that in my stash for a while as well. And so I'm just going to add that right to the top. He's kind of the overseer, the gnome overseer of the pool party that's happening down there. Even though there's nobody down there in the pool, he's the overseer to make sure things don't get out of hand. So I decided to put 2 mushrooms on the side of him. Now, when I did this, I didn't think this part through because I thought, what if you want to hang these? That would be super cute too. But when I put the little figurines on there, they were too tall for the handle to go up. So right here I was trying to raise it. I was like, oh yeah, that's not going to work, May. So we're just going to put it right behind there, and this will be a table topper. There you have it. Voila. That's it. Super cute. I really like this. I think that's so adorable. Now we're going to jump into project number 4, which is our last project of today. Guys, don't forget, I am being joined by my friend, Jenny from Lovely Moments Creating. Stop by, tell her I said hello. If you happen to stop by here first, welcome. I hope you consider joining my YouTube family. So as we jump into project number 4, you see I have a napkin here. That is a Birchwood print on there. And I have the little wood tray from Dollar Tree. I did not paint that wood tray. Okay, normally I would paint it in white to make it pop, but I didn't want that in this case. So the natural color of the wood was perfect. So next, what I'm doing right here is taking that Mod Podge and I'm giving it one good coat at the bottom of that tray. And then I'm going to take my Birchwood napkin and lay it right down in there. So I gotta tell you guys, I got impatient by the time I got here, and I did rip a little bit of the napkin, but you guys will see that. But you can't tell though, all right? So what I'm doing here is I got the napkin down in there. I'm taking my sponge and I'm just pressing it in to try to get it all up in the corners and everything. And so while that is drying or attempting to dry, I didn't give it enough time, I'm going to go ahead and use some of my burnt umber paint to stain this wood. Now I had a little water to a napkin, put some of the burnt umber paint on there, and that's the same color I like. I just do. It dries fast, it doesn't smell, all's well with the world. So right here is where I go in with my X-Acto knife and I cut it out. Now it does look like I'm taking out a big chunk of it, but because that napkin is so close to the color of the wood, it is not a big chunk. It's just little bits of pieces here and there, and you'll see me using my tweezers to kind of pick them out. But again, this was because I did not wait for that Mod Podge and napkin to dry like I should have. Okay, I have the patience of a 2-year-old. I know I do. But there you have it. So once I do that, so I'm just trying to make sure I can get it down there as much as I can, which again, you really won't be able to tell. So, excuse me, sorry. So what I did for the outside as far as staining, I do for the inside of it. And this is why you won't really be able to tell, because as I got closer to the napkin, I did press a little bit down on that damp napkin, and some of that trickled over to it, and it just kind of blended it all together. I know it's hard to explain, but right here, I thought I was going to use one of these larger tower tumbling blocks that you can find at Five Below, and I decided not to because of how I was going, the direction I was going in with this project. All right, so right here, I'm taking some of this greenery, right? So my thought was, I had the Birchwood napkin, right, which is the Birchwood tree. And so I wanted to make it look like the tree part, the top part was coming down from the top of this little tray. Yeah, okay? You'll see what I'm talking about. It'll make sense in a minute. At least I hope it'll make sense in a minute because it made sense in my mind when I was thinking about it. And once it was done, I felt like I accomplished what I set out to do. But you guys' vision may not be my vision, but hopefully you will see it. See it? Do you see it? I see it. Do you see it? All right. So right here, I'm taking one of the little house figurines, plopping that right down in there. Now, I got to tell you, I didn't like the roof on that house. I do paint that in black off camera, and you'll see it in the final reveal. But right here, of course, I needed to light some stuff up. I'm going to use that opening at the top of that tray to my advantage, and I'm going to lay those fairy lights in there. Now, they're not going to dangle down. They're just going to kind of sit snug up in there, right? And I am going to use a little glue later on because I'm going to add some more greenery there. But I just take the backing and glue it, the battery pack and glue it to the back. And this is where I was going to use that tower tumbling block to cover that, but I didn't like it. So I was like, let's make this tree come all the way through this box. It's busting through like Muhammad Ali is coming through, okay? So right there, that's it, and you'll see that I painted the roof there, and here we are with the final reveal, lovies. If you are still here riding with me, thank you. I appreciate each and every one of you so much. Don't forget, I am in collaboration with my friend Jenny from Lovely Moments Creating. Stop by, tell her I said hello. If you happen to stop by here first, please consider joining my YouTube family. I would love to have you here if you haven't already done so. All right? And it's also, you guys have to let me know if you have a favorite of today. I would love to hear from you. There is one of our terracotta teacups we did in a previous video. And here is our nautical ones. I absolutely love the way this came out. I really didn't know what I was going to do with these little garden thingies, but I made it happen. It was all by the grace of God. We often say that, like, we don't, it's not us, it's God using us to create these beautiful things for you guys. So I hope you all like them. I hope you enjoyed your time here with me today. And if you have a favorite, I want to hear about it. Don't forget to leave me a comment in the comment section so we can talk about it, lovies. All right. I have to say, if I had to choose today, I would definitely go with the nautical decor pieces. Both of them came out really cute. Like you guys know, if you've been with me, that I have been digging the terracotta teapots for the last videos. So yeah,